Now, back to the Big Dumb Fun Show.
You're listening to the Big Dumb Fun Show. We are online at BigDumbFunShow.com. Friend, fan, follow us on Facebook, MySpace, YouTube, Twitter, Eventful, Reverb Nation.
And Google Plus,
Tumblr.
Yes.
All that crap, just put it, you know what I did? I took all my social media crap and I put it in the Flipbook, right? It's an app that you have for the iPhone.
You're big on that Flipbook.
Love the Flipbook. You can get the Flipbook and put everything in the Flipbook, and then just as you're,
What's a Flipbook?
It's all of the social media, and it's in, I'll show it to you. It's an app that you can get for the iPhone. It's pretty sweet. It's
and
pretty,
you just flip like from social media site to social media site.
No, it just takes all your news feeds from MySpace, if anybody still had one. MySpace, Twitter, LinkedIn, all that crap. It just takes all your news feeds and puts them all into one, and then you just kind of just flip through it. You just like it's
what was that?
Like it's kind of like it's a Rolodex, kind of like one of those deals. So, also tonight, stay tuned because part of our audio exposure, we're going to feature a band called Colvane. We're going to feature a song called Sticks and Stones.
May break my
Colvane.
bones.
So submitted some stuff to us throughout the week, and this guy
throughout the week. This has been for a while. They contacted us through Jiggy Jaguar, referred them to us.
Is that right?
That's
I had
what
no idea.
I asked him in the communication. I'm like,
Oh.
hey, how'd you hear about us? That's the usual. Like someone sends some stuff, want to send music to submit to the show. I usually go like, okay, well that's cool. Send it. Usually an MP3 per email.
Yeah.
Send it to info@bigdumbfunshow.com.
The Jigmeister.
How did you happen to hear about us?
I'm stoked to hear him.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. The guy is just having all sorts of heart problems and whatnot, but he still has a passion for his music, and we'll be able to listen to that a little bit later in the show tonight. Talking about the All-Star Game. Now,
Which I love how you have your All-Star hat on. I have my KC shirt on.
That's true.
Representing Kansas City. Missouri.
The All-Star Game is upon us. So tonight's the Home Run Derby. It's a big event. The actual All-Star Game itself will be like Tuesday.
It's
Tuesday,
tomorrow.
Wednesday.
It's tomorrow.
I don't know.
Yeah, Tuesday.
So that's when the actual the big fireworks and everything that's happening in Kansas City. But what led up to the All-Star Game was the city, the Convention Visitors Bureau. They kind of decorated the town. There's a lot of signs on roadways. A lot of signs on the telephone poles, and they really, if you looked at like a before and after picture, especially if you could look from a satellite, I mean that'd probably be the best. Is they really cleaned Kansas City up a lot, like stuff that was never mowed before, or they said screw this, it's getting mowed. Like they mowed it all down. Now, unfortunately, we went through this huge drought, and all of our grass is dead, and it looks like hell. But for the most part,
they went around in areas of Kansas City and they did a cleanup job along the I-70 corridor.
Yeah, they did everywhere that they thought people would go. Everywhere from Raytown, Independence, all the way down to like the Plaza area, Troost, which I don't think guys, 18th and Vine area, which that was a pretty nice area.
That was nice from the beginning.
But they went through this whole thing and they cleaned it up, and it was so great because you could see like as the months go by, you're like, oh man, they totally mowed along this ridge. This has never been mowed. We have new roadways, a brand new way to get to the K just for the All-Star Game that came out.
That was really just for the All-Star Game because that is a whole completely.
I think
that's a divider, and if you don't pay attention, you don't take that exit.
The All-Star Game, I think, was the kick in the ass that needed to actually prompt the roadway. But come Chiefs time, it's going to really take the congestion out of one of the major roadways of 435 here in Kansas City. Not to be too inside baseball with everybody, but there are some folks out there that are kind of pissed. They're kind of pissed that Kansas City actually went all out and cleaned up.
Why are they pissed?
This was actually picked up by the Associated Press. They're talking about some of the residents of the inner city neighborhoods. They're asking why it took something like a baseball game to get city officials to do something about the blight they say has been ignored for decades. I posted this up on my Facebook account during this week. For months, city workers and volunteers have been cleaning up areas before Major League Baseball's All-Star Game activities. Now, another kind of a note to know that Kansas City has had more volunteers for this All-Star Game than any other town.
They have.
To be a volunteer, you have to go through like an extensive background check, and we've had more people approved in Kansas City than any other town. So it's kind of like one of those record-breaking moments to where if you're wanting to volunteer, and I know for like the Super Bowl in Indianapolis, these large events, they'll get a ton of volunteers just to say that they were a part of it.
Right. I think that's really silly that all these people are pissed, because I look at it, when you think on a financial or a business level, I mean, you have all these people coming from all over the country, and I mean, they're bringing money to the city, regardless if you like it or not. They're bringing money, probably not to us on the Royal Stadium, but a lot of people who own hotels, restaurants, for example, my mom's store. I mean, it's an increase in business overall to our city. So, of course, why wouldn't you clean it up?
If you lived in the ghetto, right? And it's not like Kansas
you
City's got a ghetto.
You just said it. Hence, ghetto. When you live in the ghetto, you're going to have ghetto.
That's correct.
I mean, it's that. I mean, not to disrespect anybody, but that is. You live in the ghetto, you got ghetto.
Yeah.
The city came along and they cleaned up areas of the city that they hadn't cleaned up before, as opposed to other areas of the city that they actually do clean up.
Yeah, I guess, like when, let's just say, the Parks and Rec department in Kansas City, they have, think of how large Kansas City is. I mean, it's it may not population-wise, but it's one of the largest cities out there. I mean, we cover a lot of ground, especially when you go, like, to the corridor, all the way up, like, near the airport, like, North Kansas City, all the way down to the Kansas, line, and then down, like, you could even count parts of, like, right at the edge of Independence, Blue Springs, that area, like, they have to mow all of that. And so they have to be very selective on, okay, I'm going to mow this, we're not going to mow this. And I think when it comes to the ghetto, it's one of those things where, like, why the hell would we mow this? Like, why do we need to mow this? Nobody of importance is going to see this, nor do they care. I could be mowing one of our city parks that people are actually going to enjoy.
Well, of course,
and all of that.
They're going to mow where the money goes. I mean, they're going to mow where people pay more money, and it's a fact. It's probably not a good one. It's probably not right, but it's the truth.
A similar incident happened in my high school, where high school was it had no air conditioning. It was basically just a dump, and patchwork every once in a while. And one time, someone came in and just vandalized the whole thing, just really spray painted everything. So they had to come in and redo everything, and it was like the nicest place. We're like, this place should have been vandalized a long ass time ago. And so it's kind of the same deal where these people in the ghetto, they're like, why in the hell? Why now? And they're trying to get more of a, hey, you need to clean this up all the time. I say, if they're very pissed, why don't you pick up the couch and move it out?
I mean,
it's in your neighborhood. It's in your backyard.
If you look at Lee Summit or even Independence compared to the ghetto, we pay a lot more taxes.
That's absolutely true.
Think about it from that perspective.
Yeah.
I know Lee Summit School District is a lot higher than Raytown, and I'm not trying to disrespect, but it is a lot higher on a tax bracket.
Yeah. No, I agree. We'll be talking about more of this a little bit later in the show, but the useless news is coming up next.